Hello everyone, my name is Faye Smith. I'm the owner of Primp and Proper. We are a beauty salon in Gastown in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm here today with Candice, the creator of Ma Blonde Perfume. I actually met Candice on a photo shoot. I, for quite some time now, have been doing her hair and makeup for all of her campaigns. So if you head over to her Instagram, you'll see her beautiful face and my lovely work. And she's here today to tell us all about her perfume. Why did you decide to make a perfume? Let's start with that.
Yeah, why? First of all, very good question. Right? My background is in the wine business, so I've always been about the sense of smell, sense of taste, and that eventually moved towards more of a sense of smell. Mm-hmm. And I wanted, I became curious about the study of perfumery, so I started studying it. I went to Paris briefly, did some education there, and when I came back, what I noticed is in the perfume business, a lot of the packaging and the marketing, it's about women running through fields of daisies and pleasing the man. It was all about somebody else you're wearing it for. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that idea, so I thought, I want to make my own perfume, but I want it to be for myself and bring back that independence to myself and create a perfume that you wear for yourself. It's not for anybody else. So that was sort of the earlier stage of it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so how did you figure out what that smell smells like and what ingredients you need to go in there to create this smell of self-confidence?
Yeah, to develop a perfume is really interesting. Most people don't see behind the scenes. Yeah. So through some great friends and connections, I met Jean-Claude Deville. He's the master perfumer who I worked with to create Ma Blonde. So a process of doing perfume is you have to have an idea, you have to have a concept. So my concept of Ma Blonde is the strength, independence, also weaving in my background of wine. So you put out a sort of almost like a summary of who Ma Blonde is before you even know what the smell is, and you're creating the personality. So going back and forth with Jean-Claude, I said, Ma Blonde, she's strong, she's powerful, she knows who she is, but she's got a sense of humor. She knows how to laugh at herself, because I think that's so important. Mm-hmm. And then from my wine background, the sense of smell and taste, wine, you get a lot of that, like the raspberry notes and then blackcurrant, and then the wood comes into play. So we were using both of those sides. Sort of, there's two angles to Ma Blonde. So there's the wine side, and then there's the independent side. Mm-hmm. So going back and forth with Jean-Claude, discussing what materials we feel represents strength and what we feel represents independence. Mm-hmm. And then from that point, it's going back and forth and developing maybe 3 or 4 different scents and tweaking that until you find just the right ingredients or the right combination that represents what the perfume is that you're looking for. One interesting thing with Ma Blonde, I don't know if everybody knows this, but one of the main ingredients that stands out that people aren't familiar with in perfume is marshmallow. Oh. Yeah, so when I was talking with Jean-Claude about this, and I said, I want the perfume to have humor, but I want that strength. So one day he comes back to me and goes, well, I found the humor. And I'm like, okay, well, how did you do that? I put marshmallow in it. He's in his deep, thick French accent. And I'm like, perfect. So you'll see on the Instagram campaigns a lot of marshmallows because we're trying to play that fun aspect of the perfume.
Okay. I'm glad we had this conversation because as I'm doing all these photo shoots with Candice in the past, she's got raspberries in her fingers, marshmallows in her martini glass. She's throwing the marshmallows over her head, and for some reason, I never ever thought.
You never thought? Right. That one photo shoot, we had marshmallows and they were sticking to the floor and the runners. Yeah.
Well, the photo shoots are definitely fun. Let me tell you that. Well, that's so interesting. I didn't know there's so much psychology. And just thought behind perfume. It's not just the smell.
Exactly. There's a process, and every ingredient we use represents something in the perfume. just breaking it down. Like in the top notes, we have bergamot, but we also have blackcurrant and raspberries, which comes from the play on with the wine. And then jasmine, tuberose, orange blossom. Those are the strong flowers, the independence, the strength. Jasmine, sorry, she really knows who she is. She's a very strong flower. So that is where I drew that strength from it. And then there's patchouli. And patchouli is an interesting ingredient. A lot of people associate that with, like, the incense and the hidden thing. Patchouli is a beautiful ingredient. Ours is aged, so it has so much depth to it. And patchouli is also a note you find in wine a lot.
Oh, I didn't
let's
know
say,
that.
yeah,
I love wine.
Really?
I love wine.
Yeah, so with, say, Pinot Noir, for example. Pinot Noir has a very patchouli note to it, that mushroomy, kind of mossy note. So that you'll find in Ma Blonde sort of snuck in there as well. So
amazing.
yeah.
I might want to drink it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, don't drink your wine and swallow the perfume at the same time. There you go.
So tell us about the packaging. Why did you choose this beautiful deep red that somehow also reminds me of wine now? And the very clean, almost square bottle with the, like, how do you choose the branding of the packaging?
Right, yeah. The original idea was I wanted red and yellow because those were like strong colors, but I thought yellow and red could kind of look a bit ugly, a bit more like, very industrial looking. So why I chose gold was that represents the yellow, the strength, and then the burgundy, there is that wine influence to it, but I wanted it to be not this bright red. I wanted it to be more subdued and subtle. So I chose this bottle type as well. I wanted it to be very simple, clean edges and not have it just overly ornate. Maybe down the road I'll go a little bit fancier, but I wanted it to be more strength and strong, clean and solid lines. So very simple. I was trying to keep that simplicity in a lot more ways.
Yeah. And I love that you're talking about down the line, down the road. So do you foresee like multiple perfumes in the Ma Blonde collection?
Yeah, I would love to. Right now it's not in the pipeline, but I'm thinking of potentially a candle.
Oh.
I would love to have a beautiful Ma Blonde candle, and I would do it, I was thinking, in a nice red glass, strong with gold Ma Blonde. Light candle.
I love
scent,
that.
Yeah,
I'm such a sucker for candle. I just love, when we were saying earlier, it's like the lover of perfume. We're the type of people who, it's not just one spritz, it's like
five, six, seven, eight.
That lady that walks into the room and it's just like, who is that?
But going into that, it's interesting because a lot of people talk about the scent of Ma Blonde. What they like about it is people notice the smell, but it's not in your face, overpowering. It's still very close. And you can hear Jean-Claude talking about it on my website too, that it's more like a second skin. So it's the people within your realm that really smells it.
Yeah, I love that. I think perfume should last, and there's so many perfumes out there that you put it on and, I know they say that you get used to your own smell and you can't smell it anymore, but others can. But I like a perfume that really lasts and I can smell it all day long, again, because we're wearing this, not necessarily for other people, but for ourselves.
Yeah,
and we like smelling nice.
Exactly. You do have to keep in mind, though, that perfume is very different on everybody's skin. Something that might smell amazing on you will not smell as good on me. That has a lot to do with your skin type, your age, what you've eaten even is really affects that final thing. But when you want your perfume, for your audience to know, something very simple when you're spraying on perfume, when you spray it, never rub it together. I see that a lot. People do that. It's an automatic thing and that's normal. But you don't want to mess with the molecules, I always say. So just let it dry down naturally, and that's where you get the true scent of the perfume. And we were talking about top notes
Yeah.
and heart notes and base notes. That whole concept is, so top notes is the first thing you smell. It's kind of like the trap. It draws people in. So the top notes of Ma Blonde are black currant, raspberry, bergamot. I'm using my hands a lot.
That's good.
And and mandarin as well, mandarin leaf. So those notes, those are molecules that don't last.
Right.
They're smaller molecules, so they evaporate quickly. And then you go into the heart notes. So the heart notes of Ma Blonde are, as you already know from mentioning it before, the jasmine, the tuberose, orange blossom. And then those last for about 6 to 8 hours, and then it dries down further, and that's what you have the base notes. And that's what really sits on your skin for a long time. Ma Blonde base notes is, well, marshmallow and vanilla. We use Tahitian vanilla in it, and the sandalwood. And what else do we have? There's a lot of ingredients in Ma Blonde.
Well, amazing. Like, I did not know a lot about perfume until now.
Oh, is that right?
So thank you for all this information. Now, you can purchase Ma Blonde here at Primp and Proper and on our online shop. I'm also aware that Ma Blonde is in a lot of boutiques now. Is that right? Quite a few boutiques. Where else can people buy it?
A handful, not a lot. Yeah, there's about 3 or 4.
And they can buy it on your website as well, directly?
On mablondeperfumes.com directly.
Fantastic. There's a lot of different ways that you can purchase Ma Blonde perfume. And it's not just a gift. It is a gift for yourself. And a gift for other people. So if you're watching this video when it's first launched, Valentine's is coming up. Perfume is a classic gift for Valentine's Day. You cannot go wrong with buying perfume, and same goes for Mother's Day, birthdays, Christmas, but most importantly, this is also a gift for yourself. I think that is what Ma Blonde represents, is I am wearing this for me, I like smelling this.
Exactly. And just going a little bit further with the strength and the independence, with the name Ma Blonde, a lot of people may not know that Ma Blonde is a French-Canadian term. Ma Blonde is used where men say, you know, I'm taking my girlfriend out for dinner. They'll say I'm taking Ma Blonde out. So Ma Blonde is a very general term for girlfriend. And it doesn't matter if you're brunette or a redhead or blonde, it's always Ma Blonde. When I heard that term, at first I was a little bit offended, and it's not. It's a very caring, lovely saying in French. But I took it as, well, you're calling your woman Ma Blonde. How presumptuous. And so when I heard the name, I had already the idea of Ma Blonde being the strength and identity, and I thought, that's it, Ma Blonde. I'm not your blonde, I'm my blonde. I am Ma Blonde. And that's where the whole name comes from, is sort of a play on that Ma Blonde. So no, I'm not going to do another perfume called Ma Redhead or Ma Brunette. It's going to say Ma Blonde.
It's going to be Ma Blonde. I love it. Thank you for the background story of the name. It connects well. The whole thing connects well. It's all very well thought out. So I got one last cheeky question for you. How do you feel when you're wearing Ma Blonde?
I feel, this sounds cliche, but empowered.
Perfect. And that's what it's supposed to do.
And it gives me that confidence, and it also brings that humor side, because I know a lot of people may think of Candice as very independent and strong, but I also have the goofy sense of the side. So there's a little bit of my personality intertwined in it too.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds like this perfume is a great representation of you.
Yeah, well, hopefully of everybody.
Yeah, but for you, it is you. Well, thank you so much for educating me and educating our viewers about Ma Blonde Perfume and the creation of perfume in general. Thank you so much for watching. As we mentioned, you can find Ma Blonde Perfume online on, is it mablonde.com?
mablondeperfumes.com.
Perfumes.com. She ships to anywhere in Canada and the States. And if you're looking to shop with boutiques, you can find them in Vancouver and also Vernon, BC. Thank you so much for watching, you guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Faye.
Thank you.